What a game. The Indiana Pacers are here. The Pacers are here, and I'm very happy about it, man. The Indiana Pacers, what a game. They just literally won a game that I don't think anybody had them to win. I thought the Pacers were going to come out and win game three. I was a believer. I thought the Pacers were going to win game three. I expected it because it's hard to beat Indiana in Indiana. Even when you're the Thunder, this team has grit. This team plays with effort. They have the best offense in the league. I thought they were going to win this game, but nobody picked the Pacers to win this game. So it's so good to see them come out and win a game that nobody had them to win. Nobody had them to win this game. Did y'all have them to win this game? We are live right now. I'm interacting with y'all. Did y'all have the patience to win this game? Because I knew they were going to come out and do it. And it always starts with Tyrese Halliburton. When Halliburton shows up, this team wins. It's the method for this team. If Halliburton is playing well, this team plays well. Shaylin said everyone's been so surprised they've been winning. I had them winning. I did too. See, everybody's getting so surprised about these dubs, but in reality, this team is good. They got to the conference finals last year. So why are we acting so surprised about the Indiana Pacers being a good basketball team? They have been good for a long time now. They have the best offense in the league. And as long as their defense is good, they are a team that can win. So I don't know why everybody's been so surprised. I really don't. This is Riki. I was hoping they'd win it, but I didn't know they'd had it in them when they were down double digits early. See, that game was looking kind of ugly early. I gotta agree with this. At first, I was like, I don't know if the Pacers were gonna win this, but if you allow this team to linger around, if you allow them to stay in the game, this team is going to win. If you allow them to stay into it. For those who say CC is a good electron for the Pacers, they win when she attends. She must be bad electron for the Fever, who cannot win when she's attended their games. LOL. Hey, I think the Pacers haven't watched a game when Caitlin Clark is in attendance, and you had Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston at that game. Yes, Carter, I had the Pacers as the winner for the finals. This is a good take. I had them winning as well. From the very beginning, from when the Pacers first got into the playoffs, before the playoffs even started, I knew the Pacers could win. Why did I think they could win? It's because they have the best offense in the league. As long as you can get stops like they did in this game and you can stop the other team from an avalanche of scoring, then you can win these games. That's my opinion. You can win these games because good defense leads to offense. If you get stops, then you can push the pace in transition. In game two, the defense was pretty bad. But when the defense is good, the Pacers win games because you get stops and allows you to get out in transition. And Halliburton, man, he was fantastic. Benedict Mathurin was fantastic. TJ McCollum was fantastic. We got to talk about all of that. This is Scott saying, good to see you live, man. It's good to see you in here, man. I thought I was going to make a video, but I was like, why not go live? Someone on Twitter was like, you're going to go live after the game. Why not? Halliburton almost getting a triple-double this game. He needs to be more aggressive, and that paid off. Yes, when he is aggressive, good things happen for this team because Halliburton makes three-point shots at a rate that nobody on the team really can make them off the dribble. He also is a player that can get down low into the paint. He makes those floaters, and when he makes a couple, like Richard Jefferson was saying, it causes the defense to collapse, and then he's getting those kickouts. Let's actually check out the box score here because we can do that right now. Tyrese Halliburton had 22, 11, and 9. That is a ridiculous stat line, 11 assists, but he's able to get a lot of those assists when he touches the paint, he dips into the paint, and he kicks it out. That is how this team is playing at their best. It's when Halliburton is getting down low, when he's aggressive, when he's attacking, he's either going to score or he's going to kick out, and they're going to make their shots. Nembhard was literally pretty amazing in this game, especially around the mid-range shot. Like they went to him at some points in the game. I think he was pretty good. I think Nesmith was also pretty good in this game when it comes to shooting. One thing, now this is like an aside, I think Nesmith might go down as one of the greatest three-point shooters in NBA history, the way that man shoots the ball. Is it just me or does that man have like a Klay Thompson type of shot? And TJ McConnell, he has so much effort. I said it on Twitter. He is like the life for the Indiana Pacers. Carol C said, yes, sir. Yes, sir. They are that good. And TJ McConnell is a life for this team. He's a player that when he gets into the game for this Indiana Pacers team, he just gives them so much effort, so much life, man. He gets those steals. He was the big reason why the Indiana Pacers were able to take the lead in this game with Halliburton on the bench. That big stretch with Howley on the bench is why they were able to win this game and take the driver's seat. It's because with TJ McConnell in the game, they took it up a level. That is what I like with this team, man. They are deep, 10-man, 12-man deep. This isn't just a team where you have to rely on Halliburton and Siakam. Siakam and Halliburton are obviously going to play exceptional basketball, but you have other guys who also play exceptional basketball, which is how this team is able to win these games. We got another comment. I was worried seeing Halliburton limping in the last post-game press conference. Glad he went off. Yes, I was kind of worried about that too. And Halliburton's a very frail guy, so I didn't know if he was going to be able to, shake that off. But Halliburton is a competitor. He obviously wants to win at the highest level, and he showed you time after time after time in these playoffs that he is here. He is here. He's not just a player that's going to play good in a couple games. No, he wants to win a championship. He's going to play good in every single game, and he's going to play if he can. Even if he's not 100%, he's going to be out there. And you saw him play like a superstar. Oh, man. Seahawk once said the Fever should get the playbook from the Pacers. Yes, they should, man, because that's how you win. It's not just good offense. A good offense is great, right? Offense wins games. But defense wins championships because defense leads to good offense. You have to have defense to get out in offense. If you're not getting stops, you can't push the pace. You can't run in transition. You have to get stops. Hello, everyone. What's up, Kerry? It's good to see you in here, man. It's good to see Kerry Johnson in here. Kerry Johnson, shout out to you. Scott said Ari was at the game with Lexi and KK. Really? So the whole squad was basically there. I just saw Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, but you got everybody in the area. And when Caitlin Clark is at these games, they win. I hope they can keep Ari. Oh, yeah. I hope the Fever can keep Ari. But this is about the Pacers. This is about the Pacers. But, man, I think when the Indiana Fever are at these games, that is good for the team, though, because they're learning how to win. Any good team that plays good offense, they need to be looking at the Pacers and realize that every single time this team wins, it's based off defense. Defense leads to championships because as good as your offense might be, you're not going to be able to push the pace without getting stops. And Halliburton was once again amazing in this game. People keep on picking on Hallie. Look, Stephen A. Smith loves to talk about Halliburton as if Halliburton sucks, as if Halliburton is just not a superstar. This man is most definitely a superstar, and he's at his best when he's attacking. Look, the playmaking is exceptional. The best playmaker in the league, in my opinion, by far. The defense in this game was spectacular. Look, the IQ, knowing when to attack, when to pass the ball, what teammates to go to, when to go to the big man, when to go to the three-point shooter, all that spectacular. But what takes him up a notch, in my opinion, is when he is aggressive. And so I do think it's warranted sometimes, all the criticism that guys give Halliburton, that guys give, him for not attacking the paint. But even if he has a game where he scores 15, the fact that he can do what he does shows you that he's a superstar. He showed you time and time again that he can score 30, that he can have a near triple-double. So the idea that Hallie's not a superstar is just idiotic. Idiotic. Stephen A. Smith does not speak for the fans. He's clueless. Yes, I think a lot of the time Stephen A. is clueless. And I wouldn't be surprised if Stephen A. doesn't watch all these games because Stephen A. is a busy man, I'm sure. And I know his job is watching games, but the idea that Stephen A. is watching all these games, I just don't think is happening. I think a lot of the time this man makes takes and he's not actually watching the game because if you don't think Hallie's a superstar, you didn't watch last year, you didn't watch this year, you haven't been watching Pacer basketball since they got Siakam, because if you don't think Hallie's a superstar, you are out of your mind. What's up, Rockwell? Hey, Carter, just dropped in to say hi and leave a like. Glad to see you doing more live streams. I'll definitely be watching the stream tomorrow. But functioning for work requires sleep. I got you, man. I'm glad you popped in, though. It's good to hear from you. It's good to hear from you. Overrated? Yeah. The idea that Hallie's overrated is ridiculous at this point. And, man, TJ McConnell, too, dude. I just want to give a piece on TJ McConnell. I haven't seen any player in the NBA give as much effort as that guy gives. He gives so much effort, man. Did you guys see the steal off the inbound when Caruso was throwing it into SGA? That was a big-time steal. That man plays with effort like nobody I've seen, dude. In these finals games, you got to be tired. You're running, and he's the kind of player that should be tired because he's doing so much. He's running more than anybody on the court. And the fact that this man is able to go out there and get steals like that and play so fast, get to the mid-range, to make these crazy passes, plays on defense, he just does so much for this Indiana Pacers team, dude. I'm just so pleased with the way this man plays. His game is pure. It's like he's just not in the time he should be. And obviously I'm a young guy, so I didn't watch too much 90s, 80s basketball, but he's just one of those kind of players, dude. He plays with so much effort and energy. He's a class act. I love me some TJ McConnell. Scott said, everyone leave a like. Everyone leave a like. If you're here, leave a like. I'll greatly appreciate the like. Shout out to everybody in the live, everybody commenting. Shout out to everybody here, man. And Carol said, so happy for Mathurin tonight. Yes. One thing I was thinking, I almost tweeted this. Mathurin was reminding me of Jordan Poole with the Golden State Warriors when they won in, 2022? That is what Mathurin is doing for this team. A young guy, barely any stripes in the league. You haven't really seen him play at this level at all. You haven't seen him in the playoffs before because he was hurt last year. And look at what he's doing. Let's actually go back to see what Mathurin scored in this game. He had 27, 1 assist, 4 rebounds. He was exceptional in this game. He made some crazy shots, dude. You always need a player like Bennedict Mathurin to come out and play good basketball if you're going to win a championship. It's got to be the guys that you probably didn't scout for. And obviously you did scout for Mathurin, but you probably weren't expecting him to be the best player on the court at times in the series, but he's going to do that. And his play is why they won the game. Like, you add play from that, like that from Mathurin. You add what TJ McConnell gave you. You add the near triple-double from Tyrese Halliburton. Miles Turner was pretty inefficient in this game. I think he started off like 1 for 9, but he got it together later on in this game. Like, this is how you win. And then if you go over to the Thunder side of things, you see J-Dub had 26. He was exceptional in this game. I thought J-Dub was very, very good in this game. He made some timely buckets, but he was not enough to get it done. And SGA had 24, 8, and 4. Let's talk about SGA for a second. That man is super inefficient, especially down I'm going to say not inefficient. I'm going to say late in the game, he's inefficient, or he's really not even there. The man doesn't make shots. Let's just put it. I'm trying to sugarcoat it. Let's just say it how it is. The man doesn't make shots at the end of the game. The man's not clutch. He has no clutch gene in his body. He missed that mid-range shot to try to get them back in the game. SGA is just not the guy you want to give the ball to late in the game. They want to call him the MVP. One thing about Jokic is that Jokic is clutch. Jokic shows up late in the game. I didn't see that with SGA, y'all. I didn't see that with SGA. I'm missing some comments, though, man. Mr. Quipster said, what up, Carter? What up, people? What's up, Mr. Quipster? Appreciate you being here. We saw you here yesterday. What did Dew say? Siakam was a massive addition, bringing championship medal into the locker room amongst his ball skills. I made a video about this when I had no subscribers, probably like 500 subscribers. You can look at it. I made a video when the Indiana Pacers got Siakam, and I was talking crazy about this team. It was right after they got Siakam, and I was saying that this Indiana Pacer team was going to be contenders because they had Siakam. And that video got probably under 100 views. I didn't have any subscribers, but I made that video. I've been on this train because I'm a Dubs fan. I'm a Steph fan before I'm a fan of really anybody. I started watching basketball because of Steph Curry. Well, I won't say I started, but I really got into it because of Steph Curry. I know what Siakam can do. He's a guy that really torched the Golden State Warriors already one time against the Toronto Raptors. So this is a guy that you bring into the Indiana Pacers who is very poised. He brings championship medal amongst his ball skills, because when you give him the ball, he's almost like Andrew Wiggins is the Walmart version of what Pascal Siakam is. That spin shot, that is what Siakam does best. He's amazing in the mid-range, getting the ball. The footwork is exceptional. You can go to him and he's going to give you easy bucket. If you need easy offense, you can just go to Siakam, and he's very efficient. So I thought the Siakam pickup was very massive. I agree with you, Deuce. He has been amazing, and this is why this team is up 2-1. 2-1, and that first game at home was everything for the Indiana Pacers, and they weren't at home, but they stole home court advantage, from the OKC Thunder. That was everything that game was, because now you're up 2-1. You have another game in Indiana. You've totally took home court advantage from this team. And what does Shaylin say? That choke celebration would be appropriate, LOL. Yes, this game was, in fact, a choke. I would say that's 2 choke games from the Thunder so far in this season, because in that first game, they did definitely choke, in my opinion. That was the biggest of the chokes. That second game, they did what everybody kind of expected them to do. This third game, I thought it was a choke as well. I thought it was a choke, y'all. I thought this was a choke because they had to lead in this game. I think that would be appropriate because they had to lead in this game. They kind of had control of the game. And this was a game where early on, Halliburton was playing very well, and the Thunder still had the lead. So if you got Halliburton playing well and the Thunder still have the lead, that's a game you should win if you're the OKC Thunder, because Halliburton's playing well. You have the lead while he's playing well. Miles Turner is shooting it really bad. You got to have that stretch. The Thunder throughout the entire season and even through the playoffs, they have these great stretches in the third quarter, kind of like the Dubs. And those stretches are what gives them wins. They like go up like 20 points. They had the opportunity to go on a stretch like that when Hallie was on the bench, and they allowed this Pacer team to outplay them with Hallie on the bench. That's insane. You had Hallie on the bench, and the Pacers outplayed you. Look, I'm telling y'all, Benedict Mathurin, he's reminding me so much of what Jordan Poole was for the Warriors when they won in 2022. That last ring for Steph Curry. Jordan Poole was big time. That's what Mathurin is doing right now. Benedict is a really good player. He's a sneaky good player. He obviously is a raw talent. He has a lot of things to improve on, especially IQ rise. There's a reason he's not like starting on the team, but he is a really good player. And he kind of almost reminds me of Brunson with Luka. A guy that with Luka, he's just, you don't really notice him besides like a good player who has his moments. But if you ship him off to other team or you just allow him to have that moment, kind of like Brunson had that moment with the, Dallas Mavericks, in his last couple seasons, he's going to really bloom. He's going to really bloom. And I'm not going to try to pronounce your name, but you said I'm a Pacer fan, but win or lose, Miles Turner got to go. That's crazy. I don't know if I agree with that, man. Miles Turner's been big time, dude. I don't know about that. I think Turner's really great. I think the defense is something that people don't really look at when it comes to Turner, because every single time you see anybody go to the paint when Turner is actually there and he's available, he's always contesting those shots, and he makes big time threes for a big man. I don't know if you're going to get a 3-point shooting big man better than Miles Turner. Like, off the dribble, making the mid-range jump shot. He has amazing chemistry, and he also fits the culture of the team, because how many big men are going to be able to run in transition and make some of the shots he's required to make as a big man? Not many people are going to be able to do that besides a Miles Turner. So I got to keep Miles Turner, but I don't know. He was pretty bad in this game. Las Vegas Aces are still behind in the fourth quarter. They are not as good as last year. Man, I saw Paige Beckers had like 22 points at halftime against the Mercury. That was crazy. What she got? She got 35. Yeah, that's the video tomorrow. That's the video tomorrow, y'all. That was crazy. Scott said, Seattle up over Lynx with a minute to go. Really? Wow. I didn't even know so many WNBA games were happening right now. Who's watching the WNBA when the finals are on, y'all? Come on. Janelle said, I'm with you, Carter. Miles Turner is great. Yeah, that man's exceptional. That man is, I think he's an all-star. He deserved to be an all-star this year. That man is an all-star. He's definitely all defensive caliber. He deserves that. He deserves, probably in my opinion, to be all NBA one of these times in his career. Now, this year, no. There are a lot of big-time big men in the NBA. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say Miles Turner deserves that right now, but I think he does at some point in his career deserve to be all NBA. He's a really good guy. He has a lot of potential, and his defense is something that I think really matters. It's not just the offense, y'all. It's the defense with Miles Turner. But SGA is not clutch, y'all. That's really what I wanted to focus on right here, man. SGA is not clutch at all. They're going to call him the MVP, man. This man's not showing up late in these games. He's not making those shots. Hallie makes shots. Nembhard makes shots. Nesmith makes shots. Pascal Siakam makes shots. When do you see SGA making shots? I never see it. I never see it. Look, I'm going to be totally honest with y'all. SGA looking not like – he's not looking like an MVP. That's what I'm trying to say. He's not looking like the MVP right now. I would have gave it to Jokic. Jokic obviously deserved the MVP in my opinion. He was just the better player. When it comes down to most valuable player, it should have been Jokic. But SGA definitely was having a great season in the regular season. And so far in the playoffs, he's been exceptional. But late in these games, he's not been battle-tested. And when you're a team that blows out everybody, when you blow out all your opponents and there's no close games, you don't get to see how these players perform late in the game. That's why I like giving the MVP to a player like in the 5-6 seed, because we've seen you in games you've won and games you've lost. We've seen you do carry jobs to get blowout victories, and we've also seen you do carry jobs and then your team loses at the very end. Those are the kind of players I like seeing win MVPs, because it's easy to stat pad when your team is up 20 points in the fourth quarter or in the third quarter. So it's easy for SGA to score a lot of points with the team this good, because, they play amazing defense. And obviously, he's able to get whatever look he wants to on offense. And I'm not trying to take anything from him. That man is exceptional around the mid-range. I haven't seen anybody in my generation be a better mid-range shooter than SGA, besides like the time I got to see Kobe play, like before Kobe retired. Other than that, nobody have I seen that is better around the mid-range than SGA. Like, he's just exceptional. But at the end of the day, this man has not been battle-tested. When it comes to these late games, you have not seen SGA have to show up. You have not seen SGA have to win a game for his team too many times. You've seen some clips against like the Charlotte Hornets or the Washington Wizards in the regular season, but not like this Pacer teams in the playoffs. So He is not clutch, not a clutch bone in his body. Let's get to some more of these comments, though. Miles in his whole career has never averaged 10 rebounds. 10 rebounds. Hey, you're right. But there's a new era of big man these days. And yeah, I'm going to go ahead and give you the benefit of the doubt here, because when I watched that game, I did have a big problem. And one of those big problems I had with the game was the fact that the Indiana Pacers were not getting offensive rebounds early in the game. That is a big problem for this Pacers team. And Miles Turner is not helping. So if you're looking for like a traditional big man out of Miles Turner, you're not going to get that. You're just not going to get that. He's not a traditional big man. But I would say he's offensively wise, amazing. And when it comes to interior defense, he's also amazing. So, like, it's give or take with Miles Turner. It's give or take. Oh, the professor, El Professor official. Man, what's up, Carter? I love your breakdowns. Appreciate you for the $2 donation, man. You're a legend. Glad you like the content, man. Glad you popped into the stream, man. What's up with you, man? What's up? What's up, Angela? What a game. What a game. Indiana Pacers up 2-1 against this OKC team. Everybody, I saw all OKC fans. I saw them all saying that the series was over after game 2. I saw everybody saying that it was over for the Indiana Pacers after game 2. And in my breakdown of that game, I did say that from those first 2 games, it was not looking too good for the Indiana Pacers, because besides like the 0.3 seconds in that first game, in those first 2 games, OKC kind of controlled the series. But you cannot look at this Indiana Pacer team the way you look at any other team, because even though the Thunder had basically controlled the series in those first 2 games for the majority of it, and even you can go for the first 3 games, up until the third quarter here in this third game, like you've seen the Thunder kind of control the series. They have looked like the better team for the most of this series. But that doesn't really matter when it comes to the Pacers, because I made a tweet on Twitter. Like, this Pacers team they get better when they get later in the game. It's like when they get to the fourth quarter, they get more energy. They get more effort. Like, one thing that people don't really focus on with this team is their endurance. That is what I'm so just, impressed with this team. They have endurance to where late in the game, after giving so much, they can get better. They can up it a notch. I'm just impressed. Now said Sean Livingston, the mid-range god. You know what? I'm not gonna call him a god, but Sean Livingston, that mid-range shot, that you have elite ball knowledge. I got to give it to you. Now we know your ball knowledge is elite, because as a Dubs guy, man, Sean Livingston was spectacular from the mid-range. Man, that dude is just something special from the mid-range. Retro Hairstyles said, hey, everyone, what's up? I'm glad to see you in here. It's good to see everybody in here, man. Carter, you're doing an amazing job. I appreciate you. Wow, $20 donation from Carol. Thanks, Carter, for the live. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate the $20. Really, God bless you, man. I really appreciate it, man. Man, I'm here. I was going to make a video, but somebody on Twitter, I don't know who said it on Twitter, but somebody was like, man, why don't you just go live? And I was like, why not go live? Why not go live? And I missed a comment from Sherilyn. They're definitely a fourth quarter team. They definitely are a fourth quarter team. There's no better fourth quarter team than the Indiana Pacers. They are the best fourth quarter team. When it comes down to winning a game, I got to give it to the Pacers. I haven't seen any basketball like this, and I obviously haven't been around for as long as some of you guys have probably been around. So you guys got to tell me, like, what are some other teams that have done this? Has there been any other team in, like, NBA history or, like, the past 50 years that have done this in the fourth quarter? Because the Pacers are something I've never seen before. Let's see what Mike had to say. Heck of a game. In any series, you need your bench players individually to have 1 or 2 exceptionally strong efforts. I've seen that many times in this year's playoffs. Yes, and I've seen that many times from the Pacers, which is why they're in the finals. Yes, but bench players win games this season. And I would say just in this era of basketball, like last couple of years, I think a couple of things that you have to look at when evaluating a team and if they can be a championship team. For one is, are they connected? Do they have like that brotherhood? Do they have like that bond? Because like if you look at the OKC Thunder and the Indiana Pacers, the 2 teams that are in the finals right now, they have connections. They have bonds like no other team. They have bonds like no other team in the league. They are like, there's the clips of, SGA and the boys. They're going crazy in the interviews. They're putting the chain on the interviewers. I love to see it. I love that from OKC. Then you got the Indiana Pacers. Like, I don't know if you guys saw the clip of, I forgot what guy came up to Halliburton, but he was like, man, could you get me something from the restaurant while he was in the press conference? And Hallie was like, oh man, I got you, man. He was like, just text me your order. It's that kind of thing. It's that brotherhood, that bond. That is what you need. And then you also just need depth, like Mike is saying here. So depth mixed with brotherhood and everybody being on the same page, everybody wanting to win, everybody being comfortable with each other, and everybody trusting each other late in the game. Like, there's not one player that the Pacers are always trying to go to at the end of the game. They're going to basically everybody at the end of these games. Everybody's getting touches. And no matter if it's Neesmith, if it's Nembhard, if it's Siakam, if it's Turner, if it happens to be TJ McConnell, if he's in the game, or if it's Mathurin, if he's in the game, obviously if it's Halliburton, no matter who they're going to, they are confident. Rick Carlisle is confident with that player shooting the shot, which is why I think this Pacers team is so lethal. So it's a good comment, Mike. It's a good comment. That is a good comment. Yeah, let's see. Now you know, said been watching you for a while. You know ball as well. Love watching your videos. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. I appreciate everybody who tunes in to the videos. Now we're on the live stream. Appreciate you guys tuning into the live, man. This is great, man. I like to interact with you guys and see what you guys got to say, man. Appreciate you. Now you know. Scott said I'm the best analyst on YouTube, man. Oh man, stop giving me my flowers, man. We're trying to give the Pacers flowers, man. I appreciate you guys, man. You guys are great. You guys are great, man. When will Cameron Brink be back? This is supposed to be a finals recap, but that is a good question because I've been waiting for Cameron to be back. I want to do some videos on her. Obviously, y'all know what the next video is going to be tomorrow. I'm top of the morning getting up to cover Paige Beckers. What did she end up with, y'all? She ended up with 35 on 13 for 19 shooting from the field. Is that one of the best rookie performances of all time in the WNBA? No, seriously. That is exceptional. I'm excited for that. I'm ready for Cameron Brink to be back. I have no idea when she's going to be back, but I thought she'd be back by this time, but she hasn't been back yet, so we're still waiting on that. Carrie said, I love the live commentary. Appreciate hearing your thoughts. Last year, I found myself anxiously looking for your recap and breakdown of the Fever games. Thank you so much. Thank you, Carrie. I'm so glad you guys are in here tuning in, man. I appreciate the lovely comments. Yeah, man. I love making the videos. I love getting excited with the Fever, now the Pacers. I just love basketball. I do love basketball. White needs to learn from the Indiana coach. Yes. Yes, because if you looked at Indiana, the Pacers are good. I said it earlier on. I'm going to say it again. They're good on offense. They are the best offensive team. They're going to beat you with offense, but they're not going to get out on offense unless they get stops on defense. So no matter how good your offense is, like the Indiana Fever, their offense is exceptional. Offense is only initiated by defense. It's defense. You have to play defense to get the stop and then push the pace in transition. That's how you do it. So Stephanie White needs to take notes. Every single team that has amazing offense needs to take notes because no matter how good your offense is, like the Golden State Warriors, I'm a Dubs fan. I had to watch this team play amazing offense, but if you're not able to get stops, you're not going to be able to get out on just offense. Like, that's all I'm saying. I lost my train of thought. Wow, Kerry Johnson with the $20. Appreciate you, Carter. Appreciate you, Kerry, man. You're such a legend in here. I really appreciate you today. You're being a blessing to me today. Shout out to you, Carrie. I really love your comments. You've been a member for a very long time. Shout out to everybody who's a member on the channel, but you've been a member for a pretty long time. So I appreciate you, Carrie. Been supporting for a while. Fever need to play fast. Yes, they need to play fast. And I think they try to play fast. They do their best to play fast, but you're not going to play fast unless you get stops. The Adrian Ross Show with the $10. We appreciate you, Carter. I appreciate you, Adrian. Man, Adrian's always making content. If you guys have not followed Adrian Ross, I'm sure you have if you watch any Fever content. Man, go follow Adrian. We did a live a little while ago. We're going to have to do more lives. My schedule is changing next week, so I'm going to be able to do more lives, and I'm sure me and Adrian will do one again. I appreciate the $10 donation. I appreciate your content as well, Adrian. I missed some stuff. Let's go. Let's see. Yeah, can the Pacers coach give White some advice? I think the Pacers coach needs to give everybody advice because it's Rick Carlisle. Rick Carlisle is a GOAT. He's been doing this for a long time. This man knows how to coach. If anybody knows how to coach, it's Rick Carlisle. He knows how to get these teams in the positions they need to be to win games, man. Yeah, let's see. Brent is showing her legs every few days. It looks to me that she wants to be more to me that she wants to be a model than a baller. That's no comment on that, but I saw a tweet online of Brink showing her legs. So she is definitely a model, but we need to get her back so we can see her play because she definitely is going to turn some heads. Hey, Adrian. Yeah, we appreciate Adrian in the live, man. What a blessing to see Adrian in the live today. We love the Adrian content over here. The real Adrian, yes. Shout out Adrian Ross. in the comments. Adrian, yes. Dub Nation, Dub Nation, Dub Nation. Like Golden State Warriors dubs. Are you a Dubs fan? That's what I like to hear. Curry's the GOAT. That's one of the most ill-advised takes I've had, but Curry's the GOAT. He's my GOAT. He might not be the GOAT, but I keep telling them they have to get stops to run. Thank you for reinforcing that. Yes. Anybody with the brain, like Adrian has a brain. Anybody with the brain that's covering any Fever content knows that if you don't get stops, you're not going to be able to run the floor. If you don't get stops, you're not going to be able to push the pace in transition. You have to get stops. If you want to run in transition, you have to get stops. You can't be relying on inbound pushing the pace all the time. They do that a lot. You'll see them push the pace off of inbound. And sometimes, I covered in my videos, it works. But you can't rely on that. You have to get stops if you want to push the pace in transition. And obviously, no team is going to be perfect, but you have to get those timely stops. And if you allow other teams to do what they did in that last game, I don't know if you guys saw my video I made yesterday on the Indiana Fever game, man. Like, it was just horrible, the interior defense. You got to get stops. The Indiana Pacers got stops in this game, which is why they were able to get out in transition. Yeah, let's see. Lisa Bluter needs to give White some advice. I don't know what coach Lisa is. I've heard her name. I don't know who she's coaching. I'm not like that WNBA savvy. I'm assuming she's WNBA or NCAA, but I've heard her name a lot. So they definitely need advice from some people. But Seth White is a coach who has had, a lot of success with the or not the Indiana Fever, but with the WNBA, with other teams, with the Sun. So I think the problem with White is that she likes to coach a different style of basketball than the Indiana Fever play. So I wouldn't be too hard on White because she's not for pushing the pace. My problem is, why did they get her? Why did they pick up White? I don't know. I don't know. They needed to pick up a coach that likes pushing the pace, and maybe it needs to be a man. Maybe he needs to be a man. Stephen Curry is the GOAT as a baller and as a human. Good cat, top tier. I got my type of people in here. Yes, Steph Curry is definitely the GOAT. I don't know if he's the best basketball player of all time, but like, as far as excitement, as far as just like making me go crazy, making people go crazy, Curry is the GOAT. Like, what are we talking about? Yes, as a baller and as a human, he's really a good cat. Yes, like, my goodness, yes, this guy's great. I just love Steph Curry. Now White is not the problem. The new pieces are not playing well, and our interior defense is trash. Any team with a talented big can kill us. Yes. You sound like me. Now you know. Now you know. And now we all know exactly what the truth is, because yes. Bluter was CC's coach at Iowa. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, interesting. So, yeah, they definitely need to get advice from her, because obviously, like, Iowa unlocked the best version of Caitlin Clark. The best version of Caitlin Clark was unlocked at Iowa. You saw her having 40-point games, 40-point triple-doubles at Iowa. So they need to mimic that style of play, maybe get some advice from literally Lisa, because that's going to help. Yeah, let's see what we missed. Carrie said, the Adrian Ross show, I appreciate you too, and the collaboration was a great first conversation. So thrilled to listen to both of your commentary. Yes, give Adrian her props. And yes, that conversation was great. Adrian had asked me some great questions. I was definitely nervous. It was my first live, but it went well with Adrian because she was asking great questions. And I think we think alike, but we also have enough differences to where we can challenge each other and really get the best out of the conversation. So we definitely got to go live more. Lisa has retired. She coached CC in college. Interesting. Okay, so she's retired. So that would the advice thing could work. I would be surprised if the Fever aren't going to be looking at her to give advice. Like, she's retired. They need to go look at her and look at how they coached. Even if you're not going to go to her for advice, maybe study some of the films, see how they unlocked Caitlin Clark and how you made the players playing with Caitlin Clark better, like a Kate Martin. Carter, be honest. How much of Stephanie White's coaching have you liked so far, and what grade would you give it? I would give it an L. I would give it an L, and as a grade, L is like Gen Z slang. You asked for a grade. I would give it a C. I would give it a C. I would give it a C because she's doing what a lot of teams in the WNBA do. They like to play a stagnant offense, slow offense. They don't like playing fast. They don't like getting out in transition. And the personnel you brought to the team with like a DeWanna Bonner, Natasha Howard, those players like playing slow basketball. So I'm going to give it a C. I'm not going to give it like an F because she's just doing what teams have been expected to do when they play, I would just say, in the WNBA. So, I don't know. Sparks up 93-87. Really? Really? I haven't been watching any WNBA basketball, man. We were watching the finals, the Pacers. Like, I just haven't been tuned in. But when I saw Paige Beckers, y'all know that video is coming out tomorrow. Y'all know that video is coming out tomorrow. Adrian says she's got to head out, but wanted to stop and show some love. Keep up the incredible work. God bless you abundantly. Yes, another collab would be great. Appreciate you, Adrian. Go get you some sleep. Appreciate you, Adrian, man. Appreciate you for tapping in. God bless you as well. God bless you as well. I missed some stuff. White has improved their game so much. Really, they're doing fake side to side, and their defense has improved, even though short, it needs to work. But come on, man, she's a serious baller too. Stephanie White, interesting. That's an interesting take. I don't know if she's improved then. Has their defense improved? I don't know. We're talking about Stephanie White, right, Janelle? I don't know about that. I don't know. We'll have to see. What y'all think about that? But it is early in the season, so I got to give her the benefit of the doubt. And obviously, she is a coach who has stripes, way more stripes than Christy Sides. I mean, so she definitely has stripes. I'm not going to say she's a bad coach because she's won at the highest level before, if you would call the WNBA the highest level. Let's see what C. Glazer has to say. C. Glazer, interesting. Is that Glacier? I don't know. Michael Jordan is the GOAT. He created the market value of the whole NBA. NBA will not be today without him. I probably got to agree with you, man. I got to agree with you. Michael Jordan is definitely the GOAT, but to me, Steph Curry is the GOAT. It's either Jordan or LeBron, and I didn't watch enough Jordan to be able to say LeBron. The GOAT of our generation is definitely LeBron, but I didn't get to watch Jordan in real time. You guys see me, I'm a youngin'. So I can't say in that debate because I didn't watch Jordan, but yes, Jordan is definitely a GOAT, if not the GOAT. Carter, what Hallie and the Pacers are doing with these crazy comebacks and clutch fourth quarter performances in the playoffs are remarkable. They're fearless. Yes, they are fearless. They are fearless. Man, I haven't seen anything like this before, ever. This team, man, the offense, anybody can give you just 30 at any given night. The shooting is crazy. They get out in transition like no other team, and they all know where to go. They play with defensive effort. Sometimes the defense is bad, like in game 2, but when the defense is on, the effort is beautiful. Man, this team is just, what they're doing is remarkable. Yes, they are fearless. This team is just exceptional, man. And Halliburton at the helm, I love his game. It's so unorthodox. He's just my favorite player in the league right now. Obviously, Steph Curry is my guy, but right now the Warriors aren't looking the best. And when Curry's on. But as far as playoff performances go since last year, I got to give it to Hallie. This dude is just exceptional, man. I love the way he plays and the way he gets his teammates involved and the way the entire team plays as a unit. I love this team, man. I love this team. Yeah. What are we getting? Oh, Adrian's heading out, but she said no sleep, more work. Man, hey, you guys better tune in with Adrian once she makes that video, man, because she is working. You love to see it from Adrian Ross. She is working. You love to see people who work. You have Michael Jordan and the Dream Team, the Bird Magic area, the era. NBA is pretty nothing overseas. Yeah. Okay. Compared to last year, Carter, White has improved their game so much. Think about it. All of them have new moves. That you might be onto something. They are, what are they, 4 and 5 right now, and Caitlin Clark hasn't played in half the games. And last year, what were they, like 19 and 21 or something? What were they, like 2020? They were near 500. So you're near 500 right now, and Caitlin Clark hasn't played in half of those games. And then you were near 500 last year with Caitlin Clark out there for the majority of the season. So that you're making a good point. They have improved, I would say. They have improved. Yeah. The Pacers are too deep at guards. Yes, they're very deep at the guard position, man. You've got Nembhard. Oh, but so you're saying they're too deep. You think they need to get rid of somebody? Is that what you're saying, Dwayne? Is that what you're saying, Dwayne? You think they need? I think eventually one of these guys will go. You're not going to be able to keep Nesmith, Nembhard, Halliburton, and Mathurin long term, because when I look at this Pacers team, I think Nembhard is a guy that one day is going to be scoring 25. I think of all the guards besides Halliburton, because we know Halliburton's a superstar already. I think Nembhard has the most potential. Nesmith has sneaky potential, like a Klay Thompson type of potential. And I think the Pacers are going to win it all. I think it'll go probably 7 this series, but I think they'll win it all. And it's kind of reminding me of Klay Thompson when he first started. So he might have like a Klay Thompson startup, because the way they may shoot the ball is crazy. But I think Nembhard is going to be the best. He's a guy who can score 25. I think eventually Benedict Mathurin can be a guy that can score 20, and he's going to play exceptional defense as well. He reminds me almost like a Drew Holiday type of guy. So they are pretty deep at the guard position. And how could I forget McConnell? So they got a lot of guards. Warriors for life. And I think White should take a page from Steve Kerr's offense. Woo-wee! I like my people in here, Warriors for life, but page from Steve Kerr's offense. Prime Steve Kerr offense, yes, not recent Steve Kerr offense. You got to go back to 2022 at the max of the years you would go. Anything past 2022, you don't want to really look at for Steve Kerr. But yes, the offense is great, and I think definitely when it comes to like the screens and the backdoor cuts and the dribble handoff and the fake handoffs you see with Draymond, all those things the Fever need to do because it's going to enhance them. It's going to enhance their game, and it's going to allow this team to just get more. Like the motion offense is trash because it's really no motion. It's just like passing the ball around, but no like backdoor cuts, no off-ball screens. You need to see more of that from the Fever, and I think Steve Kerr does a great job of that. So yeah. Yeah, let's see. I agree with one criticism about Hallie. He needs to show up more consistently. Yeah, he does need to show up more consistently. But the thing about Hallie is that he knows when to get his teammates involved, and sometimes he takes a back seat. But I criticize him on that too. Like he definitely needs to go for his own, but he's also a guy who just rides the wave of the game, and you don't see that a lot in today's game. You just don't see superstars riding the wave of the game like Hallie does. So like even though like it irritates me sometimes, like yeah, he needs to be more aggressive. Yes, like that is the truth. You're right here, Ricky. You know that he needs to be more aggressive, but he also does something that not a lot of players do, and he takes what the defense gives him, and he's so good at that, better than any guy in the league. So like, it just comes with the territory of filling out the game. But as you progress in your filling out the game, you're going to learn when to attack at a lot more of the openings the defense is going to give you. And I think the defense will begin to give more openings. And when they, or I think the defense in every single game for Hallie give a lot of openings. So Hallie's just got to know when to attack them. So that's a great point. That is a great point. If the Indiana Pacers win the final, there would be so much pressure on the Fever, Indy versus everybody. Yes. If the Pacers win, man, the parade, that's just gonna give like everybody's gonna be at the Fever games. You're seeing a whole lot of people at the Fever games now. Indiana, like as a state, as a basketball state, they're just gonna want more basketball after that parade if they win. Like it's gonna be so much pressure on the Fever, but I think it's gonna be good pressure. The Warriors need a better big man. How do we get to the Warriors? It's supposed to be about the Pacers, but hey, as a Dallas fan, y'all know I'm here. They need a better big man. Who do you think is out there? With the Warriors, it's very interesting because as far as big man go, you got to know how to play like a certain type of role. That's a good question. I think Capella is the kind of guy that has kind of been hinted for the Warriors for a while. I think Turner will be amazing if the Indiana Pacers do decide to go away from him. But I'm looking at Capella. I've been seeing Bobby Portis. I don't think that the Warriors are going to do good going too big. So you're probably going to want to stay a little bit shorter. So Portis is probably a guy you can bring in. But they do need a big man. So I don't really know. Off the top of my head, I don't know. Besides Capella, I think Capella could be an interesting guy. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Hallie is clutch. Yes, Hallie is clutch like no other, man. Hallie is clutch like no other. Janelle said, thanks, big respect, Carter. Peace out. Peace out, Janelle. Peace out. Appreciate you giving all your takes here and appreciate you for tuning in to the stream, guys. We're going to probably be out here in the next 10 minutes because it is getting late and I got things to do. Obviously, I got to get up in the morning and make that video on Page Breakfast. Steve Kerr's offense in terms of capitalizing on CC's gravity. Yes, because that is good because the Warriors do something that is exceptional when it comes to capitalizing off of Steph Curry's gravity. They know how to make use of the fact that Steph Curry is going to pull so much defensive attention. They can do that with Caitlin Clark on the Indiana Fever. They do definitely need to examine that. Love what you are doing, Carter. Man, I appreciate you being here. You guys are legends, man. I'm glad you guys are rocking with the content, man. I'm super happy to hear it. Yeah, everybody's going to sleep, man. I'm probably going to get out of here in the next 5 minutes, man. Give you guys my concluding thoughts. We're going to shoot for 11:25 my time to probably end off this stream, guys. So I'm here to rock with you guys for 5 more minutes. Pressure on White if the Pacers win it all. Ooh, that's interesting. You think it's pressure on White if the Pacers win it all? Yeah, I mean, yeah, if Indiana's basketball state is going to be anxious for wins after, even it's going to be pressure on the Pacers next year if they win it all. That's definitely the truth. Yes. Um, yeah, it'll be pressure, but it'll be good pressure once again. Um, Warriors is difficult. Their cap space is not there for them to get good players. Nothing really can be done, man. You might be making a good point. You might be making a good point. But you do have Kuminga. And what contracts do you have besides Draymond's contract? I don't know what contracts you have, but there are some players who are on lower contracts that you can probably use. And I think you got to sign Kuminga here. So you can probably cut into that cap space trying to sign Kuminga. If you want to do a sign and trade with Kuminga, I think they can. So it's going to be difficult, but they can definitely do something. They can do something. Do you think the Golden State Warriors are down winning championships? As a Dubs fan, I don't think so. I think Curry's got one more in him. I think they could have won this year. I think they could have beat OKC. That's crazy. But I think they could have beat OKC. Now, the defense in OKC would have been something that would have been crazy for the Dubs. But the Dubs, they would have been in it. I think they would have been in the series. They could have really won with Steph Curry if he did not get hurt. Yeah. SW Minty say, "What's up, Carter? What's up, Minty? What's up, man? What's up? What's up? What's up? It's good to see you in here." Dwayne said, "Great job, Carter. Appreciate you. Appreciate you guys for rocking with me." Angela said, "Good night, everyone. See you, Angela. Sweet dreams, everybody. Going to sleep. We're gonna be out here in the next 5 minutes, guys. But appreciate everybody tuning in. It's Ethan from school. Ethan, man, appreciate you, man. Oh man, I haven't been to school since last year, but shout out to Ethan. I didn't even know Ethan followed me." Carrie Johnson, my opinion, the challenge for White is that the players have excellent skill sets individually. She has a system that can bring together without healthy players. Let me read that again because my brain is not braining. It's 11:20. Hold on. My opinion, the challenge for White is that the players have excellent skill sets individually. She has a system that she can bring together without healthy players. So yeah, you're saying that she needs to be able to capitalize on everybody's skill set. Because you do have a lot of players who are good individually. That is very true. And the thing about the Pacers is that you have a lot of players who work well individually, but they know how to defer and to when to pick it up. You're not going to any guy for any stretch of the game predominantly. That's why I love the Pacers. Yes. Yeah. The vets added are not comfortable with the system because they thought Caitlin would be active. Does that make sense? P.S. I say that Lexi has been doubted. Yes, Lexi has been doubted, and yes, they think Caitlin would be active. Any team is going to get worse without Caitlin. Blessing to you and yours, my Christian brother. Shout out to you, man. All glory be to Christ Jesus. Great show, Carter. Big patient win tonight, but next game is even bigger. They need to lay that hammer down and put themselves in a position to win the series. If they go 3-1, man, it's a wrap. It's a wrap, man. I'm not going to count OKC out, but it'll be Pacers in 6. They'll probably win at home again, OKC. But if we go up 3-1, OKC wins game 5, we win game 6. Yeah. That's where I'm going to go ahead and end off the live, guys. I know I said 11:25. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. But yeah, video tomorrow on the let's see who are making that video on tomorrow. Paige Becker, that's what I said. It's late. I'm getting tired. But Paige Becker, she had an amazing game. We'll get that video out for you guys tomorrow. But we got to dip out, guys. Yeah. Peace.